Welcome to Frost Astrophotography. This is my reality. I haven't been able to make first light with the observatory yet. It's been cloudy and raining week after week after week. In this video I'm going to try to make further attempts to waterproof my observatory. As you can see, it's raining and it's been doing that for about a week and a half here in Sweden, and I really need to address some issues on the observatory. As you can see here, this metal plate need to be a bit bigger. It need to go out further and it need to stretch out longer on the sides. Water comes in here and it goes all the way in to here and settles on this piece of wood. This is not a very big issue yet, because I haven't seen any water actually going into the observatory, but I'm going to place some rubber molding inside and some brush molding on the outside all the way around to cover the gap that is in here on the sides and here on the front. Even though the problem on the side is not actually a problem yet, because water is not going up and in. This plate covers that. I haven't seen a big problem on the back here yet, but water could accumulate here and then flow into. I can't do anything about that because the wheel need to flow here. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that to see if I have to take any measures or not. So I'm going to wait for the rain to stop, then I'm going to remove this plate and I'm going to make this groove bigger and then put a bigger piece of plate that extends a bit further. I can't actually do anything about these holes because I have the magnetic switches over there, and on this side I have the gear on the motor, and that actually goes all the way up to here, so I need to have this gap. This is the plate that I'm going to be mounting on the observatory. It's bigger than the other version. It will still be recessed into the wall by a groove that I'm going to make, so that it won't be letting any rain through. I also have this brush molding that I purchased from Amazon. It's a 3M with self-adhesive tape, and about, I think it's 20mm brush length on this molding. This will be placed all the way around the observatory wall to make a connection with the roll-off roof, and that will keep primarily the wind and dust out. And then I'm going to figure out another solution for water on the fourth and front side, where I don't have any metal plates covering the sides. Here I have some moldings made for windows and doors. This is also self-adhesive. I can split them in two, and I'm going to place this on the front side just as a little barrier for the little water that might flow in and settle on top of the wood, so it does not flow further into the observatory. I'm going to make it the full length of the door opening, just to make it more aesthetically pleasing. I'll make it a bit longer than the opening. So this is always a challenge. How do you make a clean cut with tools that you have at home? It's either some kind of metal scissors, and that will almost never work as good. I usually use that, but if the plate is a bit wider, you can use a nibbler tool. And if you have a nibbler tool that is a dedicated nibbler tool that you use professionally, that is perfect. But those are very expensive. This is a very cheap attachment to a screwdriver or a drill, and this will you need to operate this two-hand to make a straight cut, and you can't do that with a plate like this. You have to hold it. So I usually go for this anyway, because the cut will be much cleaner, but we'll see what happens. Well, it's not perfect, but it's a fairly good cut, and it's better than with a scissor. You might want to clean the edges up a bit. bigger plate installed. Hopefully this will cover a bit more of this area, preventing rain from going inside. I've installed some low profile rubber molding now along the whole edge of this piece of wood. I'm going to install the brush molding longer out, and that will extend 2 centimeters, but it will allow for this to move over it, hopefully. So this rubber molding will prevent rain from flowing over, because in this area here you can see that there's been water here. In this area where you have an opening, water will come and settle on this. So far I've had no water going inside, but now the water will settle here, and it's not a lot of water. It's just if it's very windy and rainy at the same time, it will stop here and not flow over the edge. It's been raining a lot the past few weeks, and I really need to get the final waterproofing measures installed. I've also noticed that this treated wood actually is swelling a bit in all of the rain, and as a result of that I've had a higher level of this beam or stud than inside of the observatory. So the roof actually goes over some kind of hump and is raised a bit when rolling off on the support structure. So far I haven't seen anything critical about this. There is enough room on the gear on the motor to accommodate. You can see here it's a significant jump. It's been reduced here where the wheel rolls over, but here you can see this was actually leveled with this stud, and now it's a gap of I don't know, 5 millimeters or something like that. This will hopefully be reduced when the wood dries up. So the brush molding looks like this. 2 centimeter brush on a self-adhesive pad. I think that will do the trick. And the roof can roll over this. Installed on the first side, self-adhesive, and I also stapled it so the roof can flow over this, and then make a protective barrier between this and the metal plates here. This will protect from at least wind and dust. Maybe not moisture, but then I have this behind, and this will keep the water and moisture out. As you can see here, the brush molding has been installed all the way around, and time for a final test. Open. That holds fine. Now this is the only little area that is open. I might put something underneath here just to protect that. And close. Underneath, the molding protects everything. I would say a job done here. Thank you so much for watching this video, and as always, if you like it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're not already doing so and like my content. Until the next video, I hope you have some clear skies.